Hey guys, welcome to Bullshit Games. I am the Lich Lord.
And I am the Mark.
And tonight we're going to be ending Dystopian Wars month. We just finished, I think it was the best game of Dystopian Wars we've played. Definitely the best land battle. It was a land battle.
Awesome. It was the first land battle of 2.0.
Yes, it was. Which there was, most of the stuff that was different we've already kind of done in naval battles. But there was some stuff that was a lot more effective because of changes. Mostly being fighter planes, I would say.
Yep. And found out that the Russian land dreadnought is monstrous. it's scary. But it was Russians versus Prussians.
Yep.
It was 1350 for points. And we did that because if we were going to do 1250 like we had planned, I was going to be 20 points under. Yep. And it just ended up at a weird points level.
Yeah.
But we agreed on it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess
we go over the armies.
Talk a little bit about what we took.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first? Or you want me
to? Sure. I played the Prussians, as you already said.
Maybe talk about the mission you had.
Oh, and the mission I had, which was to destroy 50% of his overall army, and to destroy all the mediums, all of his medium tanks.
Yes.
What I took was I had 2 units of bombards, just normal bombards, just like a Tesla bombard. I took a unit of the small fighters, which I forget what they're called. But they're not fighters, but they're kind of like, they're the step below a bomber, right? The Geiger class bomber. Interceptor type, something like that. But they have Tesla bomb, Spear Sluiter bomb bays, which they're pretty good, but I brought them in as a flanking force. I had 2 units of their regular medium tanks. I had a unit of their light tanks, small tanks, and I had obviously some big stuff. I had the mobile airfield, which is an awesome model. I will say it's probably one of the coolest models that I have. But that thing is a giant target, and it just soaks up shells.
It does.
I took the Metzger robot, which they changed that a lot. They used to have just a regular ordnance weapon on its right arm, I think. Right arm and its left arm. They changed that to a Spear Sluiter, which works really well because on the other arm it has a Tesla coil, so it can shoot something with the Spear Sluiter and then get the devastating ordnances with the Tesla cannon. And one more thing I had, which was the Storm Panzer, which is just their heavy land tank. Which, the biggest difference I noticed is that all their stuff, not all of it, but the majority of their stuff got Tesla generators.
And redoubtable.
Redoubtable.
Yeah.
Because the mobile airfield and the Sturm Panzer both have redoubtable all around as an MAR, so it's not just their weapons. It's also pretty much everything about them. And, like I said, everything has Tesla generators. And before, they didn't really have any generators on land, which is a nice change.
So I played the Russian coalition, and my list, first the mission I had was to take out his large models, as well as destroy 50% of your fleet.
Yep.
So my fleet, I took a Kursk class land dreadnought. I took the land driller with 3 Kamchatka tanks in it, which are just the regular mediums. I took 2 squadrons of the tank hunters. I took a squadron of their Orlov medium tanks, and I had 2 squadrons of the Poltava. They're the heavier small tanks that the Russians have, and I had 2 units of fighter planes just for the ones you're given, and then I had 3 other fighters that came with the Kursk. And I think that was all I had.
Yep, pretty sure. Did you
I had the
tunneler?
I had the Tiamin, the repair ships. And some things I've noticed, like playing the Russians, Ablative got... I think it's better. I think it's better because it lasts until you're at half hull points.
It's more constant. You can get really lucky. And just... you can get really lucky, get a critical first turn of the game, and then it's gone. Where now you have it the whole time. But you do get, vulnerable ones.
But the nice thing is now, if you have a repair ship, you bring it back.
Yeah.
You go back above half hull points, you bring your Ablative back, which is nice. Some really great moments in the game for me. Rolling that Kursk up into the range band 1, rolling 27 dice for gunnery, And I only hit on 5s or 6s because it was range band 1, but I triple.
Was it triple? It might have been
I think I triple critted your
yeah.
Stormpanzer, and you just picture it in your mind of it just was like flame and smoke.
No, I think it was a double because I had 3 wounds.
Yeah,
it was a double. Yeah.
And then more flame and smoke as the Stormpanzer ceased to exist.
Yeah, the Stormpanzer kind of rolled up, and I knew it was going to get. I mean, I saw this thing coming. I wasn't targeting it because I was trying to go after the medium tanks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like, I didn't think it would be that bad. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I think it had 3 wounds on it just from taking normal. Like, you were taking pot shots.
Yeah. I hit it with the tank hunters. And
it has 7 wounds. And he rolled up, double crits, and it's just, it's vaporized. It's gone.
Yeah. I will say that in 2.0, from just all the games I've played this month with 2.0, the game's a little more brutal.
Yeah.
Overall, I like the feel of all the fleets.
Yeah.
Need to play the Americans a little bit more. I think that out of all the fleets, they kind of got left behind.
Yeah.
Because most every other fleet got a munitions MAR for all their guns, and some kind of like a redoubtable or rugged construction or whatever. And all the Americans got was sharpshooters on all their capital models. So, I don't know. I have to play them more to really get a good feel for... Like, the new stuff is really good. But it feels like the stuff that was from 1.1 has kind of gotten left behind.
Yeah, I think especially like the regular cruisers, which are now light cruisers.
Yeah, and like
I noticed they're quite a bit worse. Yeah. Not worse, they just kind of stayed the same where there was a lot of other stuff that got quite a bit better.
And I think that a lot of the ships from 1.1 will have they have new roles. I mean, light cruisers to hunt small squadrons, like small model squadrons. But it just... Some models, like, you look at them, and it's like, why would I ever take that instead of that if I had the model for that?
Right.
Like, the Russian assault carrier versus their regular carrier. The guns on the assault carrier are so good. I mean, they're like 14, 14, 7, and 7 or something ridiculous like that, and it's all piercing, so why would you take the other carrier ever? But we're going to play another game, which is going to be Prussians again, and it'll be my first time putting the Antarcticans on land.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, rather fight the enemy you know. Because, I kind of have an idea. I've only fought against the
Navy once,
their Navy like one time before.
Yeah, I haven't given the Antarcticans too many trips.
And I have an idea just because you can look at the rules anyway. I've looked at a lot of the rules and stuff, but still, you never really know until you face it in the field, and then you get a feel for how they. I know they have some nasty stuff.
They do. There's not so much particle accelerators on land.
Yeah, that's good. Particle accelerators
are scary.
They're mean.
But overall, in this month of a new rule set coming out, dealing with not the turmoil, but the chaos of having army lists changed, learning your fleet all over again from the ground up, and learning a new rule set, which it's not a new rule set, but it's a tweak, and you have to learn all the nuances.
Which is almost the same, because you got to repeat everything.
Sometimes it's harder to relearn a tweaked edition than to learn a new rule set.
Because you always want to go back.
You want to go back to the old ways. Yeah. But I would say overall, I think 2.0 is fantastic.
It's great, and I gotta hand it to both of us because this has by far been like my most productive month ever. Wargaming in general. I've painted half my Prussian fleet, and it's the first real project I've ever done. I've painted some things here and there, like when I had Corn Warriors when I was playing Fantasy like 6 or 7 years ago. I did some Corn Knights, but other than that, this is the first major project I've done.
I have inking, dry brushing, and touch-ups to do on like 4 squadrons in my Russian naval fleet, and they're done. That will be the most points I've ever sat down and painted. Yeah. It will be the second army I have fully painted.
Yeah, you did Chaos.
No. It'll be my third. I did Chaos back when I did Fantasy.
Yeah.
I did my Aleph for Infinity.
Yes.
And now my Russians. So it'll be my third ever fully finished fleet.
Which, I mean, not to take anything away from the Aleph, but the nice thing with Infinity is like 5 models.
Yeah,
It's not like
I
Warhammer
painted
where you
like I think I painted like 12 or 13 guys,
Yeah,
and then I
which
was like,
is still
yeah,
an
I'm done.
accomplishment. It's still an accomplishment. I mean, anything for me is like, I'm really proud because I've never really painted
at this
before.
point,
great.
it's like, I'm painting. This is amazing.
And I've enjoyed it for the most part. I mean...
Yeah, I think that's partially to do with the models.
Yeah, their models
I'm enjoying the models that I'm painting.
Spartan Games is great modeling. They have really good sculpts. So
now, to give a little bit of foreshadowing as to what may be coming up next month, it will be roughly... It'll be small scale, model-wise, just like Dystopian Wars.
It's going to be new.
And
something we haven't played
before. Going to
before.
be hardcore sci-fi.
Yes.
And, I mean, we might as well just say what it is.
Yeah, we might as well.
We picked up, well, the Lich Lord picked up the 2-player starter set for Dropzone Commander.
Yep.
So, next month, we're going to be playing Dropzone Commander. We're going to be tearing down that rulebook, like we did with the Dystopian Wars rulebook.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do some Tactica with the 2 armies we use, because I think we're going to stick with the starter armies for most of the month, and maybe just add, like, 1 or 2 more elements.
Yeah.
Instead of just going hog wild.
Right, and buying a ton of stuff.
So, and we'll try to just give you guys a feel for how the game plays, and that should be fun.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I look forward to learning a new game.
Yeah.
I've gone through a lot of the rulebook already, and I have an idea of how it works. But
and farther on down
learn.
the line, there's something from Spartan that we're going to be revisiting, which Firestorm Armada is coming.
Another sci-fi game,
and
which we have a ton of stuff for that.
You know what? We should probably just hang our heads in shame and admit it.
We might as well.
I mean, we might as well. We picked up the 7th edition 40k rules. Well, he did.
I did. I saw a decent deal for it, and it wasn't necessary. I wasn't necessarily thinking about getting in the game. I wanted to get it, to look at it and just see what they changed, some of the new stuff, and maybe think about slowly building just a few things here and there.
So if we do go that route, it will be a long month, and there will be a lot of ups and downs, I'm sure.
Yes.
But
there'll probably be a lot of bitching and complaining.
Oh, God, yeah. And Manic Month is coming up at some point as well. I know we're going to be looking at Dead Zone, and I am just completely determined to get Dreadball.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I am. But that's what we have in the future coming up. Hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you like Dystopian Wars Month.
Yes.
Leave
some feedback too. If you like the way we've been doing this, I personally enjoy doing it 1 month at a time.
And I think the one thing we're going to try to do too, it technically won't be this month. It will probably go up next month.
Yep.
But we're going to try to get pictures of the painted Russians and Prussian fleets up on our Facebook and on our Google Plus account.
And we could probably, if we can figure out how to edit pictures into YouTube videos.
Well, yeah, I could do a slideshow.
Here's what we've done, like a quick 5-minute video or something like that.
But that's all coming up. Hopefully, like we said, you guys liked Dystopian Wars a Month. Hopefully you liked what we did with the videos.
I know, I enjoyed it.
I did too. Hopefully you guys like what we're doing here at Bullshit Games. That's it for us right now. We're going to go play our second game. And, if you liked it, give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Subscribe. Share us with your friends. And we'll see you next time here at Bullshit Games.